Oh, oh, you've done it.
What's up, Quiz Gang? You guys having fun tonight? Give it up for Jessica. Everybody give it up for Jessica, seriously. I'm a fucking nerd. If you guys haven't ever met me before, it's not in Crossville. Crossville's slightly more redneck even than Cookville, where I'm at. That's Jason's. That's Jason's special magical kingdom. He lives in there. No, that's the magical kingdom Jason lives in. That's not mine. That's the other place. Anybody else in here just a giant nerd? I was on vacation. Really? Actually, I was on vacation the other day. I went to an arcade. I didn't realize how expensive that shit was now. When I was a kid, for like $20, you could spend half your day in that place.
Yep.
We spent $100 in 20 minutes. $40 of that shit was me. But I figured, because I was trying to break a record on a machine, like there's some fucked up things in my personality, and I was like, oh, I tied it. I've got to keep trying. And I knocked every record off that motherfucker, never could break it. I had to waste half my money. It's kind of like being on cocaine to be addicted to video games. It's not exactly the same, but as a nerd, like I understand, like that's kind of my personality or whatever. But when I looked at the cost of that shit, it was $4 a minute. Miss Cleo was $2.99. That bitch could tell the future. Phone sex, $3.99. That is still cheaper than playing a piano game in a goddamn modern arcade. Me playing that game costs more than a prostitute, a coke habit. I could get a kilo of cocaine for the same cost playing that video game for 8 hours. There is no way I could snort a kilo of cocaine in 8 hours. I'd be dead as shit. Me and a team of 15, 20 fucking people could ruin our lives with a kilo of cocaine. And you all know this. That's the cost of video games. That's the same expense. Have you guys seen the VR headsets that you wear on your head now?
Yeah.
Have y'all seen those?
Yeah.
That shit's gonna fuck cops up soon. They got these special controllers for that shit and a battery. I don't know where the table is. I just set my drink on the floor. They have a battery, this wireless thing. It looks like you're in the movie like Star Wars, walking around a room with a real gun. Somebody's going to call the cops on a kid. They're going to walk up there and they're going to be running around with a gun, helmet on their head, aiming that gun at shit. They are going to kill the shit out of somebody if somebody doesn't tell them that there's a video game now where it looks like people are shooting at shit in their house. First time SWAT team gets called, they're going to kill everyone. And if you guys, like, think how fun that would be to believe to be in that? That's what the porn's already like. Oh, no, it is. I heard somebody go, yeah, no, the porn is one of my favorite things. I say that as a bad person. I'm just saying they've gotten it up to that level already. One of the worst things is, once they get the computer processor where they're smart enough they can run artificial intelligence where they know when the computer realizes it's getting raped, that computer ain't going to be happy no more. And they already got a thing you can stick your dick in. Like it already exists. When it figures it out, we're going to have to give all the computers Stockholm Syndrome. They are going to rip people's dick clean off. Like, y'all know that's going to happen. Who in here likes to sleep in a cold room? Half the people? I like to sleep in a cold-ass room. Who likes a warm shower in the morning? Like a hot shower? That's how I am, too. I was on vacation with the woman that, at the time, my fiance, in a hotel in New York. We cut the cooling system out. You know how you're on vacation, you don't have to pay the heating bill or the cooling bill. You can just fuck with central heat and air to the point where it would be way too expensive to do in your real house. So we had like the cooling shit set down to 60. And then I got up in the morning and was like, oh, I'd like a hot shower. Went in there, and when I go on vacation, I want to fuck on every single surface in that building. So we were in that shower. It went a little long, and it was a nice hot shower. What I didn't realize was, and do I look like a terrorist? No. Anybody? Okay, well, I evacuated a whole building in New York that morning. Because what happens is when you open your shower and you blast that hot, watery air into that 60-degree room, it turns into this giant cloud like I was summoning a fucking demon. The whole room is just filled with this cloudy mist of shit. And then the fire alarms go, bang, bang. Evacuate the hotel. Go downstairs. Do not take the elevator. And I'm like, oh shit. And I start calling the front desk. I'm like, I think I did this. Dude shows up to the room. And I'm like, cuts it off. It really was my fault. I evacuated half a hotel in New York City, right next to Times Square. No lie. True fucking story. The dude comes up there and he's like, he walks in and I'm like wearing a towel, dripping water and shit. And so is my ex-wife. And at that moment, you're kind of like, looks like I'm in a porno right now. And I expected her to drop down and start sucking his dick or something. That was not how it went at all. I think that's my time. I gave her my five. All right. Yeah, I think I went over. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. Give it up for Jessica again. I appreciate